So today's lesson is on to map puzzles, and map puzzles are basically just jigsaws made out of maps. Really easy to make. We get any of the maps that I showed you before, and we just laminate them and cut them up into smaller pieces, and you can make them easy, medium, and hard. So I generally work with 3 sets, depending on age groups, and it's nice to vary it up. So basically that's what map puzzles are to make, but the benefits of having them is the way we use them once they're made. So what I would do would break groups up into 4s or 5s depending on the size of your classroom, and I put them all around the room and give them all a map puzzle each, and get them to build it in their group. Get them to make the one map. Once they have it made, we start looking at the features on the map. So once it's made and they've recognized a couple of the features and everyone's done it, get them up and move them around. So if you've done 6 stations and you'd 6 groups, just get them up and leave the map where it is. You're getting them up, you're getting them moving around, helps them pay attention a little bit more, and you get them to move to the next station. So go clockwise, it's probably the easiest. Just get them up, move them around, and basically all the map puzzles are these. So that's one of Brafey House, St. Tracta's in Tubbercurry, and this one is Loch Lana. So basically all you do is to make it, and this is the easy one. I'm going to throw it together really quickly. And again, it's up to you how easy you make them, how hard you make them, but they're very simple to make, and kids do enjoy these. It's a bit of interactive learning for them. They get to see, you see why we have to use lots of colors when it comes to orienteering. So that is Loch Lana, and now once this is made, what I would do in their groups is just start picking out parts. The legend is down the side. They should be able to refer to the legend for anything that they're unsure of on the map. You can see it there that's a school map, and again on a course map for Brafey. This is Loch Lana. So I might, what's the blue thing? And then you look down the side, impassable body of water. What are the brown lines? And if we look up here, it should say, it's there someplace, contour line. Yeah, there you go, contour lines. What's the black square? It's a building. So or the orange is open land. So if you go over to the next one, we've got same thing here again. We've got open land, orange. What are these black lines with the dots on them, and they have to refer to a low fence. Can you find a high fence for me? So there's a high fence. So again, we're always looking at progression, and what the maps are doing for us in this instance is progressing us on from reading the map and what a map is to identifying symbols and feature recognition. So again, we go on to the Brafey House one. You've got all the numbers, so that's where a lot of the controls are, and that was a score event. So these won't be on your legend, but they're very important for kids to start understanding and start recognizing them. Or and at the bottom you've got your scale, and if you look at this fella here, we've got the feature box or control box. So at each of these, at number 1, find number 1, you'll have control number 31, control 2. Where is control 2? I think that's there. Is that 3 or 4? We'll have 39. So that's just for that particular course. That changes depending on the course that's set out. That's a score event, so we won't go into that just yet. But that's the beauty of all this. And as you get them to go around and look at different maps, they start to take in different what the different colors stand for. So what's the beige? Rough, open land. Then you can start asking them, well, what would hard paved area the beige, what would hard paved area be on your school? And some of them will get it. It's the yard outside. What's rough open land, or what's open land? It's the football pitch. What's rough open land? It's just rough open land. So it's very important that they learn to read the legend and identify the spots on the map. And we've got our scales here as well. There, and scale is on that one someplace. Oh, there it is at the bottom over there. So that's a little bit on the on maps, on the map puzzles. So what you also want to start doing with them there is getting them to really start remembering the different parts of the map. And what I generally tend to tell them is I'll be testing them on it in a couple of minutes. So once they have these done, I go on to symbol recognition and symbol relays, and seeing how many they can remember. And we'll call them out, you know, what color, what did the orange stand for? And people put their hands up. What did what the blue stand for? You know, what was a black box? What was a black line with dots? Was it a wall? Was it a fence? Was it a high wall? Was it a low wall? What all these different things are. And if you start to get them to start thinking about them now while they're looking at the maps, when it comes to doing the relay that we'll do in the next video, they start to understand it a little bit more and start to take in the different features on a map. So when it actually comes down to competition, they'll look at a map and they'll go, oh, I know where all this stuff is. I recognize all this. Like for the ones that work on Lachlana, where we've run a couple of competitions for the schools, you can see the kids that understood the map and understanding features and where to go and what they were looking for, versus the kids who just didn't take in the information. Some will be faster and slower than others. That's just natural. Look, you know, everyone develops at a different rate. So, but it's good just to, you might mix it up a small bit for you. So that's a little bit on map puzzles and the beauty of maps. If you're looking for someone to map your school, if you don't have a map for your school, Erin Neary and Neary Cartography is who did all these maps, and she's brilliant. She's based in Sligo, very good friend of mine, and I would have done a lot of work with Erin in the past. So I will put in a link to. I'll send out an email to anyone who gets in contact with her contact details if you're looking at your school mapped. So. Yeah, that's a little bit on map puzzles. So the next one we'll go on to will be symbol recognition and symbol relays, and a couple of games. Again, try and make stuff as interactive as you can and as active as you can. So this is a lot of the classroom stuff, nearly where they'll be sitting down a lot, done. And we'll try and start getting stuff outside and show you a couple of the games where stuff becomes a little bit more interactive. Obviously, where we're at now with the homeschooling and stuff, I'll give you stuff that might be just classroom based. Okay, thank you. Talk to you soon.